Hey people, Indra here, 3v3, Fortuna Sanctum, blue team. It's a whole bunch of Tyranids. First up, Sparkky as a Hive Tyrant, a durable hero walking through objects, cannot be suppressed with powerful offense, disruption and support, begins in melee with a basic synapse. I shall call you Hernandez. Alongside is SaltIcon as a Ravener Alpha, a tunneling hero with great mobility, powerful offense and a bit of support, begins with a ranged weapon, rounding off the team Finale and a Lictor Alpha. A melee specialist can infiltrate, disrupt, some powerful offense and a bit of support, skulking around already, looking for a flesh hook maybe on a poor heretic. Wonder if he can stop that cap. Doesn't seem like it's going to try it. Just goes into some regular melee there. On the red team, right here in fact, is Gobex and a Chaos Lord, a durable and destructive hero walking through objects, cannot be suppressed with powerful offense and disruption, fighting in melee. Got some Black Legion. Lictor Alpha still fighting some heretics in the background there, alongside Thentox and a Plague Champion. Starts off with a damage of a time bolt gun, can get to melee weapons, debilitates enemies and supports allies, can also repair. This is the cogs of Vashtor elite scheme. Here comes Hernandez to say hello. Plague Champion needs to be careful. And rounding off the team is John. Oh, he's busy capping over here with a brother captain. A durable hero walking through objects, cannot be suppressed with powerful offense and support, fighting in melee. Thentox's Plague Champion getting some shots on Hernandez there. Hormagaunts in chase. Double Hormagaunts in fact. What else we got on the field? Sparkky with double Termagants and double Hormagaunts. And Finale with double Hormagaunts. They can get the... Oh, Chaos Lord's getting low. Chaos Lord goes down. Hormagaunts finished him off, I think, with some Termagant help. Yeah, so double Termagants over here can help slow down that Chaos Lord with crippling poison. Same deal against the brother captain, of course. You can't suppress those guys, but you can poison them with your Termagants. Hernandez escapes, alright. What's the Ravener Alpha up to? Getting some ranged DPS onto the Plague Champion, who's got the Black Grenades up already. Potentially very effective against the double Termagants. You see him moving forward there, trying to throw it. There's the throw, and those guys just ran away. Doom Blast in amongst the Hormagaunts and the Ravener Alpha, who needs to retreat through that Nurgle stink. He's okay though. So are the Hormagaunts. Red team can push up now. Triple Stormtroopers here for John. Warrior Brood on the way for Sparkky. Warrior Brood on the field already for Finale. These guys are heavy infantry with power melee weapons that can leap into combat. They also provide a synapse and they can detect units. SaltIcon also getting one. Interceptors on the way for John. And double CSM, kind of a late double CSM for Thentox. Spent some resources on the Black Grenades. Nothing on the Heretics though, maybe threw some gens up as well. Down the east side, the natural VP for the red team being decapped by the Lictor Alpha. Needs some support though. Heretics are on him. There's a flesh hook on the heavy bolter fellow of the Havocs, and now they get disrupted and tied up by the Warrior Brood. Was in perfect range there to flesh hook, I suppose. Don't see any crippling poison toxin sacks yet. He wanted the Warrior Brood on the field first. Good frontline unit here. Can they leap on those fellas? They can, before they can set up and fire the weapon. Chaos Lord is on them. Having been, I think it was just repurchased, right? I think so. Warrior Brood are now going to back off before they get suppressed. Oh, they know they do get suppressed. Lictor Alpha still skulking around. Heretics did not run into melee, okay. So Warrior Brood are off. Lictor Alpha sneaking around. No sign of an aspiring champion yet to spot him. So he's able to tie up the CSM, but now he's getting mobbed and has to flee. Doesn't get the node decapped at least. But the VP was taken, and there we see the crippling poison on the Chaos Lord. So perhaps the Combi Flame Array. Get some good shooting going. Back towards the mid as those Tyranids retreat. We see the Plague Champion getting mobbed by double Hormagaunts. He should be throwing that Black Grenade at his feet here, but doesn't do it. The Strike Squad doing some good work. In fact, it's the Interceptors taking a model off those warriors there. There are no Strike Squad at the moment. Trying to stay in play is Thentox. I'm not sure where the brother captain is. He's on the western edge. Gonna go have some fisticuffs with the double Hormagaunts here. Interceptors are quite low, need to be careful. Brother Captain's getting Unending Purge, doesn't help the Interceptors, though, they just ran off anyway. And they both have adrenal glands. I'm surprised they didn't fight there, actually. I mean, the hammer was up, but I still would have piled them in. I think he would have got one model at least. Raptor's on the way for Gobex. Wants to jump those double termagants now that he's getting toxin sack. Crippling poisons, perhaps. Finale with double warriors, eh? Okay. Toxin sacks on both of those guys. Adrenal glands here. So a decent amount of power expenditure for Finale. We probably won't see any Lictor Alpha war gear there before tier 2. Killed a week from the Chaos Lord is pretty decent. Raptors jumping in. Suppressing those double termagants. Well, suppressing one of them at least. Didn't quite jump far enough. There's that flesh hook again. And now they get mobbed. I'm not sure why they took so long to start firing. I guess they were moving up. Moved up a bit too far, perhaps. Here's the Raptors to come and help out. With a staggered jump. Didn't suppress anything, though. CSM getting low. Eternal War CSM getting low. They may wipe, actually. Can the Lictor Alpha get it done? Doesn't have the flesh hook. Levels up to 2? To 3? Oh, I can't get the last hit. Although he may have needed more than one hit there. Raptors getting kind of messed up as well. They abandoned the termagants, eh? Maybe they should have just stayed on them and those CSMs should have just left earlier. Still no combi flamer from the Chaos Lord. They'll probably go tier 2 now. And just get a big old Chaos Blood Maul or something. Plague Champion has the Plague Sword, although it's modelled as an axe with this scheme. Still got those Blight Grenades, of course. Here come double Hormagaunts. CSM started firing a little bit late, but they're doing okay. There's the Blight Grenade throw. Some decent hits, although the infection, since it hit the Plague Champion and the Hormagaunts, it spread to everything. If the initial detonation hits something, it'll spread to things on that same side. Ravener Brood are Salt Icons. And this is the Heavy Bolter turret. Easy to get around it. But it might do some work. Needs to be protected maybe though. And it may not last past that fight over there. Double CSM with Eternal War. 20% more damage. Trying to outshoot some termagants. Some heavy cover though in the way. 440 to 281. Red team trying to steal that power. It's kind of 2v1 against Finale over there. Lictor Alpha is down. Oh, they didn't go all in taking the turret out, did they? They could have sent these warriors into melee against it, maybe. Can they save it? There's some Nurgle worship, which doesn't help your turret, I'm afraid. Need to just start repairing. There we go. There's the repairs. Plague Champion can also repair, of course. But he's making his way forward. Raptors need a good jump here. There's the attempt. Double Termagant shut down. Hive Tyrant. Hernandez marches towards the turret. And it's going to go down now. Down he goes. Get 15 red for that. John, the brother captain, responds and rotates towards the mid. Raptors got messed up. But they only dropped a single model. What do you have, Mr. Ravener Alpha? You have the reinforced Titan. Slows down units by 50%. It's pretty big. When the Ravener is hit, not when he hits someone. Also gives him some good health and knockback immunity. 397 to 281 on the VPs. Players getting into their tier 2s. Purgation up for John. Doing some good power bashing and should get at least a decap here. I wonder if we'll see the hammer, the demon hammer against his double Hormagaunts. Does have triple impact grenades. Interceptors with the disruption. Purgation can suppress, of course. Yeah, the interceptors got kind of messed up there. And melee Synapse Warrior Brood in play. Are we going to see improved Synapse as well? But because I believe those things stack. You can get big chunky hit points on your non-Synapse melee stuff. Hormagaunts really good at chasing, tearing apart some poor Stormtrooper kneecaps. And they can get their VP back. But the captain is very upset with this capillary tower, but can't deal with it. Should be okay, I think. Gonna get munched a bit as he retreats. Red team almost had the triple cap there. going to be a 2-1. Uh-oh. Heretic Aspiring Champion gets away. Okay. Slay Champion level 2 on the power with double CSM and a friendly Chaos Lord helping out level 3 now. Still no war gear for this fellow. Zoanthrope on the way for SaltIcon Sparkky with a Gene Stealer Brood. Surely we'll see improved Synapse. You get some big fat Gene Stealers with that. Nothing in tier 2 yet for the red team though. 2 gens down. I think you should start fighting now. Here we go. First big fight of tier 2 perhaps. Havoc's in a good spot. Ravener Brood have already burrow struck, so they can't go after the Havocs there. Light Grenade gets a good hit. Ouch. Creates a zombie warrior brood there. And we have Armor of Pestilence for big fat, tough, slow Plague Champion now. Doing well though. Almost level 3. Chaos Lord, can he get a good kill a week? It was decent. Uses it to escape. Lictor Alpha in the back lines there with Corrosive Claws. Nasty power weapon that debuffs units. And Deadly Jump. Pretty hard counter to the Havocs now. 337 to 281. Pushing all the way through here is Sparkky. Brother Captain does indeed have his big fancy hammer now. Help him deal with the Gene Stealers using Demolishing Strike, which stuns them. Purgation. Couldn't get their suppression going. I don't think I've seen any of these grenades being thrown. Seems like a very useful tool to have to stop the Gene Stealers moving through. Can they power bash? Just a double Termagants here. Hernandez off the field. Termagants run back towards the southeast. We have a Chaos Dreadnought for Gobex in its default state with an autocannon and a close combat claw. And here are the Chosen Plague Marines, unique to the Plague Champion. Passively damage nearby enemies, damage over time knives, and they can create some zombies of their own. Which could be nasty with the Black Grenades, especially if you chuck the Noxious Cloud in there as well. You can create very many zombies very quickly. The Aspiring Champion of the CSM gets a very fancy sword with this scheme. Oh hey, we've got a Hive node. One of the rarest things to see in Dawn of War 2. The Ravener Alpha actually using his Hive node, which is something he starts with. I just never mention it because you see it like once a year. Got himself a Corrosive Devourer now too. So that Hive node can create like a cloud of guck that slows down and damages enemies. Also protects allies around it, I believe. Warrior Brood with a really good leap. Capillary Tower coming in. Light Grenades with a very good throw that hit an entire army. Doesn't seem like Hernandez is too bothered though. 323 to 247. Now he's very bothered. Yeah, the Chosen Plague Marines can be quite dangerous against a single entity because their damage over time all stacks up. 1 hit point. He gets away with 1 hit point, does good old Hernandez. Speaking of Dreadnoughts, Plasma Cannon Dread on the field for John. The tide turning, I think, slightly for the red team. 2 Dreadnoughts up pretty quickly. Got some powerful heroes. And the Tyranids are getting pushed back. SaltIcon down to 2 units. 313 to 247 on the VPs. It's very aggressive. Plague Champion's done well screening the rest of his forces. Gonna see some Marco Zink CSM now. Very effective anti-infantry squad, especially against heavy infantry such as the various warrior broods that we see. Here comes a Venom Brood now for SaltIcon, perhaps to upgrade into Death Splitters. Can they get this Dreadnought down? Heavy melee warriors are on it. Venom Brood were there, they got tied up, but they got it done. These heretics weren't really helping. I'm not sure if repairing would have done any help there anyway. And here's more warrior brood for that. Raptors have their Aspiring Champion. There's Demolishing Strike from the Chaos Lord. Oh, now he's got Demonic Visage as well. Debuffing units when he hits. Debuffing all nearby units when he hits anything. Doesn't have to hit them to debuff them. I'm not seeing the debuff circles here though. Are you hitting stuff or not? 303 to 231 on the VPs. Raptors with the jump. Okay. I thought the Raptors were going to have to leave, but Heretics threatening a nasty flank there. And here's double them up for Zinc CSM now for Thentox. Into tier 3 as well. SaltIcon did indeed get Death Spitters up. Inferno DPS, anti-infantry Death Spitters. Gives you some extra damage against heavy infantry. 25% more damage, I believe. Against these CSM, for example. Not against the Chosen Plague Marines, though. Those guys are regular infantry. They just have tons of hit points and health regen. Lictor Alpha isolates himself. Oh, but he has the Lone Hunter. That's what that effect below his feet is. Big buffs if he's not near any other allies. 270 to 231. There's some Nurgle worship. Yeah, I think you're better off targeting the CSM rather than the Chosen Plague Marines. But of course, these guys are going to get in your face and force you to deal with them. Some repairs for that Dreadnought. Plasma Cannon and Twin Linked Heavy Bolter. And hey, a Tyrant Guard up for Sparkky. He can get these things from his global bar, the Hive Tyrant. So that's perhaps what happened over here. Plague Champion doesn't want to fight it. Oh, Las Cannon's getting shots, is it? No, it's not a Las Cannon, it's a Purgation Squad. With a Conversion Beamer. Black Grenade Throw. It's a good one. Those guys retreated a little bit late. And there's stuff in retreat path. Everything on melee mode. Devastating flank there. Sparkky had a rough time. Still got a full roster of units though. 233 to 231. Can they bring down a Tyrant Guard? I am assuming it's already used a charge. Here's some backup though. Coming through from SaltIcon. Goes into shield wall. Gives it health regen and some vehicle armor, but it still goes down. The Mark of Zinc CSM did so much damage before it went into that mode. Ah, they didn't hit the Chosen Plague Marines. No suppression for these guys. There's Nurgle's Rock. And there's a nuke, is it? No, that's Terminators coming in, I think. I thought that was an Imperial Abyss from Gobex, but it's Chaos Terminators from Thentox. 222 to 227. The Tyranids stuck in tier 2 here. What can these Gene Stealers do? I mean, they'd rip apart those Interceptors. Hence them teleporting the hell away there. Level 2 by the Captain with Mantle of Terror. Demolishing Strike stuns things, gets a good special as well. And then leaves. Got the decap though. Lictor Alpha doing some decent work now, level 5. Not sure if he's going to get out of there though, does not get out. But he killed some stuff, that's what he's there for. Chaos Terminators with Combi Bolters and Power Fists. Can get some weapon upgrades though. Okay, there's tier 3 for Finale. But the other players are kind of stuck in tier 2. If they can't get Carnifexes rolling, what are they going to do here? Can they get their Lictor Alpha back up? Rippers being a good distraction there. You just get more Death Spitters and try to trade. Here comes the Chaos Lord though. No Termagants around to cripple this fella anymore. At least not for SaltIcon. Got to try to split and shoot. Split and shoot and split and shoot as much as you can. Has 2 Death Spitters and these guys, which aren't really helping much. You can't suppress that Chaos Lord. And Let the Galaxy Burn was thrown in there. 222 to 191 on the VPs. Power was indeed fully bashed. Lictor Alpha's back to his feet. I guess it was Hernandez with the revive there. He's got some crushing claws now. But he's alone. Or is he? Hormagaunt's coming in. Venom Brood coming in. Venom Brood can't do much against the infantry though. That was a Psych Out grenade to drain his energy. 222 to 173 on the VPs. Going after the Interceptors, it looks like. Not sure what these Hormagaunts are up to. Getting themselves killed. Yep, down they go. Just trying to harass the Stormtroopers, I think. Another zone throw up on the field for SaltIcon now. A decent shout. I mean, there's still Raptors around to worry about. Oh, now there's some Bloodletters around, actually. Needs to be careful with him. But they'll help trade with the double CSM. With the Mark of Zinch. Oh, there's only one of them now. Thentox only has one of them left. These guys putting back. It's the first time we've seen them not go all in on a fight, the Chaos Fellas. Now backing off to try and stabilize the mid. Bloodlet is trying to cap. Is this without number coming in? No, it's a Ravener Brood dropped in by SaltIcon. Taking outrageous amounts of damage immediately. Can they get down that Plague Champion? They can. And the Chosen Plague Marines run off. Still trying to outshoot those CSM though. It's not easy. Especially when you've got Terminators helping out with an autocannon. Yeah, that was really painful. See that demoralization effect from the Terminators killing stuff. Zoanthrope needs to leave. Really needs to leave. There we go. It's gone. Raptors jumping through. To cap. Maybe. Nope, not yet. Here we see a shrine, a Nurgle shrine from Thentox. Can reinforce and heal allies around it. Chaos Lord, level 5 now. Runs off. Good push here by Finale to get onto that VP. Can he deal something? Deal damage to these Terminators here? Can he get a model off them? He's got Lone Hunter up. He'll be doing huge amounts of damage. But now there's backup. Raptors jumping in, suppressing a bunch of stuff. Plague Champion's back to his feet, by the way. Chucks a Black Grenade on those fellas and runs. Lictor Alpha needs to be careful. Flesh Hook takes down the Plague Champion again. But does he make it away? I think so. Now the Tyranids pouring DPS onto the CSM. Look at that damage. That was outrageous. Double Death Splitters, Ravener Brood, and the Ravener Alpha. Messing them up there. And they're going to get suppressed by that Shrine. They're a bit too close to it here. 205 to 125. Zoanthrope able to get shots in. Look at this fighting from the Tyranids. Can they get a model off those Terminators even? They need to shoot down the Shrine here. There we go. No more suppression. Another Tyrant Guard up for Sparkky. It's definitely drawing some interest while other things push through. A Warrior Brood trying to take out the Grey Knight Dreadnought. Can't quite get it done. Throws up the invulnerability there. To be careful, it's only 9 seconds. Genes to the Brood into the back lines. Getting suppressed though. Gonna run, surely. Hive Tyrant goes down. And I think he left those Gene Stealers in a bit too long. Yep. Way too long. He was trying to kill the brother captain here, but I don't know why those Gene Stealers were waiting for so long there. No way they were going to take out those Interceptors. The Chosen Plague Marines are level 3, 205 to 84. Decent VP lead for the Tyranids, despite being stuck in tier 2 for the most part, although here comes a Swarm Lord. And a Land Raider Crusader though. And some Heretics for Thentox because he doesn't have any. And you should always have some Heretics if you're a Chaos fella. Level 5 Plague Champion gets away from the VP there. Raptors jumping into like no man's land for some reason. There we go. Forces a full retreat from SaltIcon. I think he could have did that a bit more nuanced and moved away and shot those Raptors. They weren't meleeing all of them. Sparkky with the big retreat now as well. Still got the 2-to-1 cap though, thanks to Finale's run on this VP here. Land Raider is up, Swarm Lord is up. Can they do anything about that Swarm Lord? It's going to be difficult. I mean, they've got the Terminators for some anti-vehicle, but not a lot else. The Plasma Cannon, I guess, can hit it. But the Swarm Lord could be amazing here. 205 to 44 on the VPs. Ravener Alpha gets very quickly back to that central VP. Maybe gets a decap, actually. Does get a decap quite easily. Now needs to run. Imperial Abyss from Thentox. Nurgle flavoured. Does not hit much. I mean, forced to retreat. I wouldn't call that a good nuke. Here's Hernandez, the level 3 Hive Tyrant. Where is that Swarm Lord? Looks like it's moving down the east side. Land Raider Crusader, then Hurricane Bolters, Twin Linked Assault Cannon, and a Multi-Melter. You get health and energy regen and reinforcement off it, but you can't retreat back. Still really strong support vehicle though. Can Finale get straight back onto that VP? There's that Swarm Lord, providing a speed and reinforcement synapse around it. Powerful melee combatant with 2,000 hit points of vehicle armor on that carapace. Without number dropped in too. Just swarm them. Swarm Lord goes straight for the Terminators. Makes them teleport away. These fellas popping their slaughter ability. That was a demolishing strike. I thought that was the Blade Flurry for a second, but it wasn't. Swarm Lord's got this very awesome Blade Flurry thing that can just dice units up if they're close to him. 1, 2, 4, 43. 2-1 for the red team. Finale couldn't quite get onto that VP there. Now these fellas have Lightning Claws. Less of a threat to the Swarm Lord, but a massive threat to infantry now. Lictor Alpha's on them, but he can't fight him for too long. You see the damage he's taken. Taken down in seconds by those Terminators. A good Light Grenade throw in there as well. Well, they didn't infect his own units with it. Doesn't seem too bothered. Some zombies and stuff. Swarm Lord's still going. There's that Blade Flurry. Sending those Raptors flying. Big retreat. Is a Swarm Lord too isolated now? He does have a self-heal. The Leech Essence, I think it's called. Current of formation. There's the Leech Essence, draining health from all infantry around him. I hear many things dying and fighting elsewhere. 84-43. Down goes a Tyrant Guard. Doubles Venom Broods are chasing the Crusader. Yeah, I think he's getting a bit too far away for them to keep going after it. 76-43. Swarm Lord now in the mid. As this is like Thentox rotating towards the mid here. Terminator is getting a little low. Another good Blight Grenade chuck. Can be hard to spot that timer in the middle of a big fight. Look at the Terminator's getting wrecked now by the Death Spitters and the Ravener Alpha. Single model left, but they can't get it. One of the Death Spitters actually dropped down to a single Death Spitter Venom Brew. Might be worth getting another. And we see a Carnifex finally. No upgrade on this guy. Yet, anyway. 57-43. Tyranids have done so well despite their late tier 3s. In fact, Sparkky's still in tier 2. Getting some more Gene Stealers. Raptors. What level are you guys? Level 3? They definitely don't want to fight a Swarm Lord. Noxious Cloud is chucked in there, looks like. Yeah, there it is. I think they spotted it, which is why they ran. That's from the Plague Champion. A little gift. Swarm Lord doesn't do splash damage, I believe, so he can kill a little bit slowly. But he does around 100 heavy melee, I think. 57-24. Carnifex, you okay there? He's got a Venom Cannon on it now. I think it's alright. What level are you, Hernandez? Still only level 3, eh? There we go, level 4. Light Grenade chucked on the mid. Hit a bunch of his own units. Gene Stealers need to run. And they are not. Oh, they ran way too late. Did they make it out? No. Now the Warrior Brood run. Lots of death. So much death. What is this Hive Tyrant doing? He couldn't get attacks on there. He was doing a little jig. Doing a little jig. There's the Battle Rights. Healing up some Chaos fellas. Quite a lot of Heresy. 57-24. It's so very close. A Brood Nest put up in the mid now from Global of the Hive Tyrant. And reinforce units off it. Pretty handy. They also get a little bit of health regen. Bioplasma. A decent hit. Lots of repairs for that Crusader though. Look at that. And a Nurgle Shrine. So now they can reinforce here. It's being Worshipped. 57 to 21. 2 to 1 for the blue team again. Conversion beamer up. The second one we've seen, I think. Getting some good shots on that Carnifex, actually. Can he get one more? It cannot. Brood the Nest goes down. Carnifex should be alright. Look at this, though, from Finale. That Swarmlord doing a great job. He's pretty low now, though. Can he kill a Terminator? Go on there. Big flank coming in from Thentox, including Terminators who have power fists. But they don't need it. Well, the blue team don't need any help over here, I mean, because they got the victory. 2 to 1 cap. Held on to with largely two tier 2 armies there. Only 2 tier 3 units, and they still got it done. Level 4 Hive Tyrant. We had a level 7 Ravener Alpha doing huge amounts of damage. Also had the Synapse Aura for damage. Level 6 Lictor Alpha did some really good work early. And I guess continued to do so because he was on his VP a lot. Level 6 Brother Captain. This is what you get for Heresy. Level 7 Plague Champion. Early aggressive Plague Champion play. Lots of good Black Grenade throws. And the Chaos Lord level 6 and down. Not sure how long he was down for, actually. But there you have it. The Tyranids victorious. It's very close, though. Very close. I felt like they were behind in their armies for quite a while. Red team just weren't as on the VPs as they needed to be, perhaps. Especially on this natural one here. Thank you for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this one, and I'll see ya next time.